about Javed Yaqub Khan is a matter of pleasure for me. Right from 1969, when I joined Campion School, and Javed was in 10th standard, we almost fell in love with one another. He was hero of his class, and mind you, by term hero I mean all-rounder. Right from that time, when I know him, he was full of honor for all his teachers. But somehow it was destined that he was very much attached to Father Moore and to me personally. He was number 1 in MP board examination in 10th standard board and in 11th standard board examination. Both examinations he topped MP state. I don't think anyone else has done this work. I still remember Paragon and Vimal. They were his favorite items. He was almost a hero at that time in modeling, working with Deepak Parashar, I remember correctly. And then from modeling he entered into film industry. And then slowly he started working in different films. And as we know, that he became the favorite hero of all horror films. Ramsay brothers were mad after him. Every film they used to take him. He was their golden boy. And after having a successful stint in films, he is still dream boy for me. And full of regard. For my wife, for me, for my family, he cares a lot. I wish all the best to Javed, that he train more and more people who want to go in modeling, who want to go in film line, who want to go in TV line, and he will do wonders. He is still doing wonders. And I don't know how many people he has sent there in Bombay as TV artist and as film artist. And they owe there to him. I was a school teacher, but he is teacher of this field. All the best, Javed. God bless you.
A very pleasant morning and welcome all of you once more to KUK Speaks. I am Manoj Kukreja. I am standing here right now at Campion School, Arera Colony, Bhopal, the capital city of Madhya Pradesh. We are going to talk today with a gentleman who was known as the Amitabh Bachchan of horror movies, who got instant popularity with the character of Tej Singh in Chandrakanta. That gentleman cleared his 11th from the same very school, Campion School. Of course, this is the new building, which is known as the new Campion School. The old Campion School is maybe about 2 kilometers away from here. This gentleman cleared his schooling from Campion School, Bhopal. He then went to St. Xavier's, Bombay. From St. Xavier's, Bombay, he jumped to the Film and Television Institute, Pune. From there, he did modeling. From there, he went into films. He was one of the top models of his time. He walked the ramp for the best of the designers. He was spotted for modeling by none less other than Mr. Shyam Benegal. He acted in over 50 solo films. I think no one from Bhopal or from the state of Madhya Pradesh has been a hero, a solo hero for over 50 films. They were all horror movies. He was quoted in one of the pages of India Today, a magazine of high repute, as the Amitabh Bachchan of horror films. So ladies and gentlemen, I'll take you over now to his house.
Javed bhai, welcome to KUK Speaks. And thanks a lot. You gave us time and you gave us this beautiful space of yours, your house. So as I rightly said, sir, a long journey, Javed bhai.
Long journey.
Long journey. And you're talking somewhere in 72, 73 when you cleared up from Campion.
Yeah.
Your father was a top criminal lawyer.
Yes, Bhopal.
You were one of the toppers in Campion.
Yeah, that was the time.
The blue-eyed boy of Father Moore, the revered, the respected Father Moore. Javed Bhai was the blue-eyed boy of Father Moore.
That was
The
what I was.
blue-eyed boy of Sarvoja. You had such a cozy life, father such a famous personality, your mother coming from a royal family, Javed Bhai. You were a sure shot candidate for the civil services.
Okay.
You chose the film line. Much against the wishes of lot many people. What was the prompt? What was the you sort of enthusiasm or your liking? What was it which made you go all the way to the glamour zone?
Manoj, it was not planned.
Okay.
I was, yes, I was fond of acting, which if you speak with Oja sir, he'll tell you. I did a lot of plays here in Campion and outside. And he will tell you of an incident where I bought a T-model Ford to Ravindra Bhavan for a play, and I wanted a real one. So that had to come from the backstage, and it took a long time. So, but that was an activity I kept on doing. I did a lot of plays, like I said, but yes, I had topped my academics, and people expected a lot. And that was one of the reasons why Father Moore, dear Father Moore, he said, obviously my first choice was MSCT at that time. Yeah, it was now Manit. Now
it's become Manit.
But Father Moore said, no, why don't you try to join St. Xavier's?
St. Xavier's.
And we, as you know, our results are a little late. Bombay colleges open a little early. So I said, Father, I've already, they have opened college about a month back, and they're very particular. And Xavier's at that time, even today,
was one of the top.
Yeah, one of them. No, so he said, no, you go there. And he gave me a letter of introduction. And it was true that I went to Mumbai. I had gone, हम जाते ही थे. Because holidays में जाते थे. So I went, Father Mesquita was for the principal at that time, and I showed him the letter, and he read the letter, and he said, when can you join?
So that was Father Moore for you?
Yeah.
That was Father Moore.
Yeah. So that was how the journey began, and obviously Father Moore sent me to Xavier's with a different thought process. And I went to Xavier's with a different thought process.
Yeah.
But then, of course, once in Xavier's was a place apart. The cultural and the everything was high level there. So I was exposed to IPTA. IPTA had Ramesh Talwar Sahab and Farooq Sheikh and Shabana Azmi. These are all my seniors at that time. And Amjad Bhai used to come and direct, Amjad Khan Sahab. So I was involved in a lot of cultural. I was the chairman of the Sangeet Mandal and the Natya Mandal in Xavier's, and I did a lot of plays and all. And whenever IPTA was very active in, because of Farooq and because of Shabana, they were all very close to IPTA. So every time I used to win a prize, I used to go on the stage, and it was actually Shashi Kapoor Sahab. He used to say, "Oh, yaar, munde wo film mein aana chahiye." Arey, maine kaha maaf kar do bhai mujhe. Sir, I have no connection and I have no this thing. And it was at that time where a godfather was
very essential.
Was the essential thing to have, and a connection.
Now it's not required a godfather?
No, not really. Not really. We have had a lot of avenues which have opened.
Okay.
And
too many avenues have opened now. Too many platforms are there.
Yeah, platforms, and now somebody can make a mark.
Okay.
Without having a backing.
Well, I'll not like to go in depth about it, but one thing I'll just like to ask you. There's a lot of campbaji in the Bollywood today, as we keep on hearing that this camp and that camp. Does that exist?
Always. It has been there always. Initially, there were few camps.
Now they become more dominant.
Now they're dominant, and now they become very many, because everybody is a maker now.
Yeah, exactly.
We had just 3-4 makers initially, and the rest used to come in the B class and or the C class,
yeah.
but now there are lots of A makers.
Exactly.
So that's how it is. Now you don't require a godfather. There are people like Rajkumar Rao or for that
Even
matter,
Nawazuddin Siddiqui,
yeah, Nawaz
Irfan
and Irfan, who have proved that you can come out and
Exactly.
become a star
Yeah.
with the just with your quantum of work.
Exactly.
सो इसीलिए मैंने कहा कि मेरा उनसे मैं कहता था साहब मुझे माफ़ कर दो, तो 2-3 साल ये सिलसिला चलता रहा. जब भी मैं प्राइज़ लेने आऊँ, जब भी स्टेज पे आए, जब भी पीछे आए, वो तो कहते थे मुझसे. ही वाज वेरी एक्टिव विद इप्टा. सो and Ramesh ji and Nitin Sethi Saab, all Manmohan Krishna,
big names.
Yeah, they, you know, they were all used to be there, and then he used to tell them कि इसको, and they used to, then Ramesh ji was close to us because of his age and all. So he said तू ऐसा कर, तू फिल्म इंस्टीट्यूट ज्वाइन कर ले. उस ज़माने में फिल्म इंस्टीट्यूट से शबाना भी निकली थी और शत्रुघ्न सिन्हा एंड डैनी साहब एंड नवीन एंड यू नो that was the golden period of film institute. So ऐसा कर तो फिल्म, मैंने कहा सर उसमें भी 5-6 लाख एप्लीकेशन आती हैं, मैं जानता नहीं हूँ कुछ भी. अच्छा तू अप्लाई तो कर दे. उस ज़माने में एक रिटन टेस्ट हुआ करता था. I topped the written test.
Okay.
So they called him.
Raza Murad was also there?
Raza was my senior.
Your senior.
Yeah, Raza he had passed out when I joined.
Okay.
He much senior to me.
Okay.
Much senior. So my immediate seniors were people like Shakti Kapoor and these guys, you know. So Raza.
Incidentally, this is the news that Shakti Kapoor is from the Film and Television Institute.
Yeah,
Seriously, I didn't know.
No, he was, of course. And he was he was a very glamorous student there because he was very filmy.
Okay.
Even at that time, and typical Delhi boy.
Yeah.
Flamboyant. Flamboyant and knowing the ways of the film industry.
Yeah.
You know, he knew how to.
You rightly said typical Punjabi.
Yeah, typical Delhi boy.
Javed bhai, you were spotted for your modelling career by none other than Shyam Benegal sir.
Shyam ji.
And you ruled the modelling world maybe
for some
till
time.
Yeah, you ruled. It's a fact. I think if I rightfully say today from Bhopal, you have been the pioneer in modelling, and if I talk about the solo hero, you are the first.
I think so.
I don't think anyone else has been there.
Not
we have
really.
Rajiv Verma, we have Sharat Saxena.
The character artist,
but you are one of the pioneers to start with.
Thank
so
God.
Then you ruled the modelling. You walked the ramp for the best of the designers. You know.
I did.
So how was that phase of yours, the modelling phase?
See, modelling just fell into my lap.
I know. As I was.
Yeah, and you know there was this bearded chap tapped me in the canteen and he said, "Modelling karoge," and it all began like that. And I realized that it was Shyam Benegal much later. And
he was a very big name those days also.
Yeah, he ran his own agency called Trikaya at that time.
Okay.
And he had just joined, or then he went away to join as a dean of FTI.
Okay.
From there on, so and it began like that. And for the modeling fashion world, there was a buzz in the canteen that there were some auditions going on.
Okay.
So why don't you go and try the audition? So I and another Delhi boy, Ajay Anand.
Okay.
He's now the son-in-law of Gulshan Rai.
Okay.
So he and I went there, and it was Jeannie Naroji and Hila Setna were the
big names.
Pioneers of modeling world.
Yeah.
And of course, it all happened, and I joined them, and they selected me, both of us, and Manoj, male modeling in those days, ramp.
Exactly.
Ramp and fashion.
You walked the ramp, I said. Top designers.
So it was not a very male kind of a thing to do. So, and the earlier models, I'm sorry to say, but didn't much,
leave an impact, I think.
leave the impact and carry on, and they had this. But I brought a kind of a newness to the entire modeling.
As far as males are concerned.
Yeah, as far as males are concerned. And I gave I gave a little bit of acting also in the shows.
Okay.
So that caught on, you know.
Caught, okay.
And I used to perform a character in the show.
Acha, okay.
Yeah. I used to model clothes, but then normally there was we got that let's have a storyline.
Okay.
Let's have this boy coming from a small
New
town.
concept.
Yeah. Let's have this boy coming from a small town or from a village, and let him slowly get into this, you know. Into the groove, and then finally you see him in a tux.
Was the payment good, Javed bhai, those days for modeling, or it was not very good?
No, it was not good in the sense for those days. It was good amount of money because I never had to call for money from home.
So that means it was fairly okay.
Yeah, it was. I used to.
And you studied along with?
Yes, of course. I did my BSc. There, it was a new combination that had come with mathematics and economics.
Oh my God.
So I
BSc?
had BSc.
Okay.
There was a new combination in Bombay University that year when I joined, and it was suggested by Father Mesquita that you take this combination. So I did that. I finished. I was doing my BSc, and I had plans to go. अगर पता नहीं आपको ये मालूम है कि नहीं कि बीच में मेरे पहले साल में I also gave the test for IIT.
अच्छा, okay.
The written test from Bombay, and I was selected.
Okay.
I was called, and I was told I wanted electronics enginering in Bombay, and they were ready to give it to me in Kharagpur. And my mother said, "नहीं, Kharagpur तो नहीं जाओगे, वो area बहुत dangerous है." So that's that was the end of it.
All destined.
Yeah.
All destined.
So and that's the reason. And I was in touch with MIT, Massachusetts.
That is America.
Yeah. And they said, okay, fine. And I had to go to Massachusetts in probably September. That's when the semester began. And I went to the FTI audition in June.
What variations, you know? Where is MIT and where is FTI?
Exactly.
I mean, I swear.
Yeah.
This is absolutely destiny, Javed.
Yeah, it is destiny, and I
Nothing
guess.
else. Nothing else.
So, and I thought I will not be selected in FTI, Manoj. Because I thought इतने सारे लोगों में मैं कहाँ से select होऊंगा 10 लड़के लेते हैं 6 लाख में से 10 लड़के 10 लड़कियाँ लेते हैं and I'm sure I will not be selected. But it again, with it, like you said, it was all destined. It looked as if I walked into FTI.
बताइए साहब.
You know, so that was the year we had 4 Xavierites, all joining FTI out of 10
My God.
in all India.
My God. That's nearly about 40%.
Yeah, 40%.
That's a huge thing.
Yeah, we had Dilip Dhawan.
I think he had a very early death.
He had.
Again, a fine actor.
Yeah, and he did Nukkad and all, and
exactly.
some
Which became
Rashtriya Pictures
exactly.
also. A dear friend, very dear friend.
Nice man also,
Yeah,
what I heard about him.
Bantu, you used to call him Bantu.
Okay.
Yeah, and nice guy.
So then the modeling world, the next step, the movies.
Movies.
You know, I was trying to divide your life, Javed bhai. So the modeling world, then the phase number 2 came the films. Apradhi Kaun, 1982.
82.
Now I'll tell the viewers one thing, very few people would be knowing. It was a crime thriller. Apradhi Kaun was a crime thriller. And it opened to 100% collection. It was a super duper hit of that time. And Javed bhai had arrived in Bollywood.
Yeah.
One thing, of course, I need not tell the viewers about how many films totally in totality you have done, Javed bhai?
Around 50 films as a leading man.
As a leading man.
That.
Can I ask you a very frank question?
Tell me.
Right. Why you got stuck up in the horror sphere?
Yeah, you're bilkul. This is a very, very Jayaz question.
And see, the clock supports me.
No, see, my first film was a very. It's kind of
Kaun was a thriller.
Thriller,
I've seen that
and
movie.
it was a hit. You know.
It was a hit. As I said, it opened to 100% collection.
And everything, my persona, the way I came across.
It was a typical hero, dance and everything.
Yeah. It came out. It looked that another hero has arrived.
Exactly.
You know, that kind of a thing. उस ज़माने में क्या होता था मनोज, that you had to have a secretary. ये बड़ा ज़रूरी था उस ज़माने, जैसे आज मैनेजर्स होते हैं, इवेंट होता है, तो इस ज़माने में सेक्रेटरी होना बड़ा ज़रूरी था, तो हमें नरेंद्र बेदी साहब का नाम सुना
हाँ हाँ, अरे बिल्कुल सुना है।
नरेंद्र
उन्होंने
बेदी
खोटे सिक्के बनाए
जी, नरेंद्र
इतना
बेदी
तो
साहब
मुझे याद है।
राजेंद्र बेदी साहब के
जी,
बेटे
जी,
हैं,
जी, जी।
ये भी उनके
Again a very, renowned writer.
या सो उन्होंने ही वाज अ बिग मेकर एट दैट टाइम बिकॉज ही हैड डन खोटे सिक्के एंड ही हैड डन खूनी विद अनदर एफटीआई शक्तिमान, कौन बने थे?
मुकेश खन्ना।
मुकेश जी. So I had met him.
Rajesh Khanna was your batch?
No, senior.
Again senior. Okay,
Senior.
okay, okay.
So he was Shakti's batch.
Okay, okay.
So then he had signed me. He said, Javed, I'll do a film with you. So he used to take newcomers.
Okay.
So, and he said, but you have to have somebody who will handle your affairs and dates.
Okay.
Affair not as in
You're getting your point. It's the official affairs. Yeah, yeah.
So he gave me a person.
Why I'll disturb you in this is when,
Yeah.
if you remember, we had a small munch in Jiflif with
Yeah,
Raza Murad
yeah,
Saab.
yeah.
And Raza Murad Saab publicly said on the stage that I was fed up with Javed. When I was there, all the girls were with me. As this joker used to come, all used to vanish with him. So therefore, I think affair seems a little bit, dominant.
No, that's why I cleared it.
Yeah, yeah. Therefore, I said I remember that.
Those affairs I used to handle myself.
Okay.
So anyway, so no, the idea being that मैंने वो what where were we?
We were the horror show. We were talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah. So he got me a secretary, and that secretary was a very non-filmy person. He was a businessman.
Okay.
But Ashok, his name was Ashok ji. He was a nice person. So anyway, Ashok ji started moving around, जैसे होता है secretary का.
Work.
Yeah, after Apradhi Kaun, there was a buzz that okay, fine, and I used to sign about 5-6 films a day.
My God.
After that,
my God.
you know.
But were you selective, Javed, by those times?
No, at that time one was not really looking into that selection.
It was
at
the
that
quantity,
time.
not the quality.
Yeah, at that time. And but what slowly being an intelligent person, I noticed that यार इसमें कुछ makers नहीं आ रहे. आ रहे हैं सब नए लोग आ रहे हैं. I'm signing films, but the real makers are not there. So I kept quiet. I asked Ashok ji. He said, नहीं वो भी आएंगे. They are waiting. एक और फिल्म मेरी उस वक्त तैयार थी, which was a romantic film called नया सफर.
Okay.
It was a totally romantic with Nadeem Shravan. Nadeem Shravan का music था.
In fact, I must tell the viewers that the gentleman who gave the music in Apradhi Kaun was Nadeem Shravan.
Yeah,
It was a duo of Nadeem Shravan who were absolutely unheard those times.
बिल्कुल.
Am I right, sir?
There were lots of firsts in Apradhi Kaun.
Yeah.
New director, new cameraman, new music director, new fight master, new hero. Only the heroine was Rajni Sharma,
Yeah.
who was Balika Badu. He had
Yeah, yeah,
given
yeah.
a hit. So there was a lot of new thing. So in the sense that वो बात हो गई और वो
नया वो जो आपने रोमांटिक फिल्म के बारे में बताया उसका क्या हुआ? Was it released?
नहीं, it was not released.
Okay.
And then after some time, I realized that those films which I have signed are not beginning.
Yeah.
And then when I started going around myself, then I asked some producers who were friendly, makers who were friendly. He said, Javed, हमने sign करा था लेकिन तुम्हारे secretary ने पैसे बहुत मांग लिए थे.
अरे बाप रे बाप. अरे बाप रे.
तो मैं बड़ा वो हुआ, वैसे 3-4 लोगों ने मुझे बताया. You know, it was very easy to struggle in those days because आप famous चले जाओ तो वहाँ पर 10-15 ऑफिसर्स होते थे.
ये चूंकि अपन डिस्कस कर
हाँ,
रहे हैं, not doing any harm to Mr. Ashok.
Yeah.
As you said, he was a fine gentleman.
Yeah.
ये उस जमाने में बड़ा एक कॉमन घपला होता था
जी.
कि साहब जावेद भाई को 1 लाख या 2 लाख का साइन किया,
हाँ.
उसमें से 50,000 दबा दिए.
Yeah.
आप लोग क्या काउंटर चेक नहीं करते थे प्रोड्यूसर?
Nobody used to do that.
No one used to do that.
No, nobody.
My
Because
God. So then it was a very easy access for the.
No, he didn't do
No,
ghapla.
I'm just
Yeah,
asking,
but it used to happen.
I was just for the viewers.
At that
for
time.
the viewers. You know,
Yeah.
It was so simple.
It
साहब
did.
मैंने 2 लाख में जावेद भाई का साइनिंग अमाउंट लिया, 1 लाख जेब में डाल, 1 लाख आपको दे
सही
दिया.
बात.
आप भी खुश.
होता था. तो
In this case, it was a wrong choice of films by Ashok bhai.
नहीं, no, it was not. Yeah, he was taking जहाँ signing amount ज़्यादा मिल रहा था, he was signing those.
Exactly. Therefore, I'm saying it was
Yeah,
more of the quality.
yeah. So
Quantity. Sorry. It was more of the quantity.
So मैंने कहा अच्छा, फिर मैंने अशोक जी को कन्फ्रंट किया. मैंने कहा अशोक जी क्या करना. अच्छा, उस ज़माने में आपकी फिल्म हिट होने के बाद भी, आज तो हिट होने से पहले ही आप 1 करोड़ मांग सकते हैं. नोबडी विल बैट एन आईलिड. बट उस ज़माने में ऐसा नहीं था।
तो
और
आजकल तो जावेद भाई पिक्चर रिलीज होने के पहले ही पूरी रिकवरी हो जाती है।
जी जी, नहीं उस ज़माने का वो बता रहा हूँ अशोक कि somebody like अमिताभ बच्चन और दिलीप कुमार used to charge 14-15 lakhs for a film those days. So मैं कंपेयर करने की बात कर रहा हूँ। तो मैंने अशोक जी को कन्फ्रंट किया, मैंने कहा ऐसे कितने पैसे मांग लिए आपने? तो कहना नहीं मैंने तो नहीं मांगे। तो मैंने कहा वो तो कह रहे हैं आपने 9 लाख रुपए मांग लिए। कहे नहीं 9 लाख नहीं 2 लाख बोले थे मैंने। मैंने कहा अरे एक आदमी गलत हो सकता है, 2 आदमी गलत हो सकते, 4-5 आदमी है। कहते नहीं, तो ये देखिए दिस इज व्हेन समथिंग हैज टू नॉट हैपन, दिस व्हाट हैपेंड, सो देयर वाज अ मिसअंडरस्टैंडिंग। और उसकी एक चीज़ और आपको, क्योंकि आप मेरे अपने होस्ट नहीं, देयर वाज काइंड ऑफ सिलसिला ऐसा होता था कि प्रोड्यूसर्स आते थे, FTI हमारी फिल्में देखते थे और टैलेंट को पिकअप करते थे, चूज करते थे। तो उसमें मद्रास वाले बहुत आते थे। तो ऐसे ही मद्रास वाले आए थे 2 बड़े प्रोड्यूसर्स, और फिर उन्होंने बॉम्बे मुझे बुला के, व्हाइल आई वाज एट द FTI आई साइंड 2 very big Madras films.
You did that?
Yes.
Which ones?
One was Mallikarjun Rao sir, who was a big name at that time, and one was VB Rajendra Prasad, who was a silver jubilee maker in
Which were the 2 films, Javed bhai?
सोनिया।
जी।
तो ये मैंने वहाँ साइन कर ली थी, एंड दैट्स हाउ आई केम। आई थॉट मुझे अब और करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, मद्रास वाले तो बनाते ही बनाते हैं, अच्छी फिल्में बनाते हैं, सब्जेक्ट भी अच्छे होते हैं। मली साहब वाज मेकिंग आधा दिन आधी रात with Vinod Khanna.
अच्छा, okay.
And that was Jalal Agha's first directorial debut.
Okay.
विनोद जी उस जमाने में ओशो में आ गए।
Okay.
और आधी फिल्म छोड़ के चले गए। जब मैं निकल के आया FTI से तो विनोद जी जा चुके थे, फिल्म आधी पड़ी हुई थी। अब इतनी बड़ी फिल्म, इतना बड़ा इन्वॉल्वमेंट हुआ प्रोड्यूसर का, वो कहता है यार ये ख़त्म हो जाए फिर मैं तेरी शुरू करूँगा, बिकॉज तेरे लिए तो मैं क्विक ही बनाऊँगा। तो वो फिल्म वहाँ रुक गई। VB Rajendra Prasad was a silver jubilee maker in Tamil, Telugu and his language, and he had given 25 silver jubilee hits.
My God.
So, but the film, when I came out, the film which he was making in Tamil, which he was remaking with me, that film flopped in Tamil.
Okay. So there was no question of making a remake.
नहीं, आप देखिए क्या, this is what. So I wait, and I didn't have much of a bother because मैं modeling कर रहा था। उस जमाने में विमल was very.
You did for actually major brands those.
Yeah.
Major brands.
I did every brand, but only thing is that then when Vimal happened, when then I sort of gave away the other brands. I said this is already enough exposure.
Yeah.
So वो मैंने वहाँ जब वो करना शुरू किया, तब मैंने रियलाइज़ किया कि यार ये हो नहीं रहा. Something is not. My classmates and all, few of them started getting work. The film started happening.
Like?
Suresh Oberoi was my classmate.
Okay.
Though he was much senior to all of us in our class, he was a senior person.
Okay.
He had come after he's had his own business and all in Hyderabad and all. He got some films. There was Pradeep Verma, Vinod ji ki ek baar kaho.
Ek baar kaho, yes.
So both these guys got that film with Deepti Nawar.
Okay.
And then of course Rakesh Bedi and Satish Shah and all that were absorbed in television and all. So I thought कि यार मेरा कुछ नहीं हो रहा है, ये क्या हो रहा है? So that's when I went out and sort of thing, and then I met Mohan Bhakli Saab, and he was a established maker in Punjabi, but he said whenever I make a Hindi film, I will take you. So and I didn't have to wait long. 3 महीने के बाद अपराधी कौन के लिए उन्होंने मुझे बुलाया, नहीं उन्होंने बुलाया मुझे, and we started shooting. And in those days, I used to model. So I had a co-model called Nazneen. बड़ी अच्छी हीरोइन थी वो. तो उन्होंने शायद महाभारत में भी काम किया या रामायण में भी काम किया. तो नाज़नीन told me one day कि यार हम एक फिल्म के लिए जा रहे हैं और वो हीरो ढूंढ रहे हैं, and it's going to be shot in your MP. She knew I was from भोपाल. मैंने कौन सी फिल्म? कहना वो चंबल के डाकू, वो असली डाकू हैं. तो वो कोई हीरो कहाँ जाने को तैयार नहीं हुआ और क्योंकि चंबल ही जाना पड़ेगा शूटिंग में। मैंने कहा हम खुद भी बहुत बड़े डाकू हैं, चलो। तो इस तरह से वो मिले एंड दैट्स हाउ आई साइन चंबल के डाकू। इट वाज अ प्रोड्यूसर फ्रॉम America, Cheema Saab. He was from the States, California, but Punjabi, typical Punjabi. And he was making this film for his brother-in-law who was here in Bhatinda or something like that. So that's how Chambal Ke Daku and Apradhi Kaun happened at the same time. We started shooting for them. And more or less got completed at the same time. And but Apradhi Kaun released earlier on, and उसके 6-8 महीने के बाद चंबल के डाकू का भी बस यही हुआ। मैं वो बता रहा था कि by the end of it, like it happens in small films, there was a conflict between the producer, and the producer went away, and then the director was Azhar, S. Azhar, अगर आपने उनका नाम सुना, अच्छा young guy, and he had to wrap up the film. Was
चंबल के डाकू commercially viable?
In CPCI जो हमारी central territories होती हैं, it was, and Punjab it was a hit. In CPCI
so basically the producer took out his money.
Yeah, he did. But then the film जिस तरह से जो thought था कि उस तरह से हम खत्म करेंगे, वो नहीं कर पाए थे. But the fact that it had original decors, Madhav Singh, Mohar Singh playing their own self. Was a big enough attraction. So in MP we were winners. Yeah. But in other places anyway decoyed films चलती नहीं थी साउथ वगैरह में उस ज़माने में, ना मद्रास में, ना बंगाल में, ना गुजरात में। decoyed films का मार्केट था CPCI और पंजाब।
ठीक, because यहाँ पे उसका इफेक्ट ज़्यादा था, decoyed होते थे इस एरिया में। बिल्कुल।
तो वो ऐसा हुआ कि बस
आपका मैंने प्रश्न पूछा था।
नहीं, मैंने कहा क्यों, आपने कहा क्यों
हॉरर पे आप आए।
हाँ, तो उसके बाद फिर मोहन जी जो मेरे अपराधी कौन के प्रोड्यूसर थे, एंड दिस वाज another good film didn't happen. नया सफर was not released because there was जो रोमांटिक थी। अच्छा, वो 9 लाख प्रोड्यूसर्स ने ये भी कहा कि चलो 9 लाख भी देंगे, लेकिन इसकी ये नया सफर रिलीज हो जाए, बिकॉज नया सफर कैरिड वेरी गुड रिपोर्ट्स। सो इससे वो भी दे, ये भी आने दो, फिर हम।
But bad luck, Javed bhai. Such a nice movie to your heart. So many years also, and it was not released.
So मोहन जी said कि अब मैं चीख बना रहा हूँ, which is an outright horror film.
आप उसमें आ जाइए।
तू करेगा? नहीं, he said तू करेगा. He knew that I had potential to not do it and still make it. I said, sir, आप मुझे कहीं भी खड़ा करवा देंगे, मैं खड़ा हो जाऊँ।
क्या बात।
So because basically और तो मेरा कोई
man who gave you the first break.
So he said, चल, that's how Cheek happened, and Cheek was again a very big hit, and then it was not turning back.
You were also known as the Amitabh Bachchan of the
horror film. Yeah, India Today gave me that.
Yeah, I remember reading that.
That gave me that
title.
Title, and they said the Amitabh Bachchan of horror film is
well, it's a big thing. Then subsequently, how did you shift to TV?
TV I was always involved in. I was one of the first actors, Manoj, जिन्होंने TV का पहुंच, reach पहचानी. So I knew that I used to watch a lot of Western television, and I realized that we used to watch these series on cassettes at that time. So I realized that, and now I realize that I said this is the media which reaches people's home. And
but much more coverage than movies.
So I said, so when I came out of the FTI, I had some friends of mine who were working for Doordarshan. So
actually Doordarshan was the only thing available to us.
So that's how I started my first TV show called Navrang. And it was kind of a platform.
It was an end to movies, or you kept the films into
they were side by side.
But slowly you put your second leg on the TV serials also. So it was basically you were having a dual right now. You were there in the films and you were there on the TV.
I knew that this media will be effective at one stage, and there will be more people watching television then.
I will again like to disrupt Javed bhai and tell the viewers, this gentleman who's sitting next to me was an absolute rage after Chandrakanta was released somewhere in 92-93. And I still remember watching that, and he had portrayed the character of Tej Singh.
Yeah.
And he gained instant popularity in India. And if you see the star cast of Chandrakanta, I think Mukesh Khanna sahab was
Yeah.
there, Irfan Khan was there,
Yeah.
and or Puneet
Puneeti sir,
Pujari sir was
Pankaj
Pankaj
Dheer,
Dheer.
Shahbaz Khan.
So what a star cast
yeah.
for that. Tell us something about Chandrakanta, Javed bhai, your character Tej Singh, and it was a big popularity for you.
Definitely,
India.
people still remember that.
I swear, yes.
So
the remake has come.
Yeah.
The remake has come.
Yeah, no, but
the original is the original.
The people didn't much care for what was made after that, but they said they still remember. Sorry, Tej Singh.
Bilkul.
I remember in those days when I used to come to Bhopal, I saw a lot of parlors and hair cutting saloons called Tej Singh Parlor, Tej Singh Hair Cutting Saloon.
क्योंकि आप भोपाल के थे.
हाँ, तो वो
जावेद भाई ने भोपाल के.
Yeah, it gained a lot of popularity, and वो भी चंद्रकांता की भी story बड़ी interesting है. I was shooting in Nasik for a film called Lucky Banjara, and I was with Shri Ram Lagu in that film, very fine. Doc Saab. And it was
one thing. I'm sorry. I'll forget otherwise. I wanted to take some experiences of your life. Of course, we'll continue.
Yeah.
You had a lovely role in the movie Aaj Ka Mile.
Aaj Ka Mile.
Right, with Rajesh Khanna साहब and Shabana जी.
जी.
Shabana जी को तो आप जानते थे जैसे आपने बताया.
जी.
आपकी वाकिफियत PTI से थी.
जी.
How was any experience with Mr. Great Rajesh Khanna? Any particular incident, any memory? The man is gone now.
Yeah.
And of course, I rate him as the only genuine superstar India has produced so far.
No doubt.
Any particular experience for the viewers, Javed bhai? How was he as a character?
Rajesh Khanna was Rajesh Khanna, and there has never been another Rajesh Khanna. And I have no qualms in saying that एक JS करके मैगजीन आती थी तो उन्होंने एक शो ऑर्गेनाइज किया था और उसमें एक राजेश खन्ना स्पीक एंड उसमें एक गाना बनाया था सुपरस्टार. दैट्स हाउ द टाइटल केम. तो आई वाज वन ऑफ द dancers or models at that time who were singing that song to gather to welcome him.
Okay.
As one of his, we were actually his kind of a lackeys or chamche keh lijiye us zamane mein. So and when I got to work with him, of course it was a
were you in awe with him?
Yeah, I was definitely. Everybody would be. The kind of stories we had heard and kind of things we had. He had a charisma, and then he married Dimple Kapadia.
So that speaks volumes about his charisma.
Every
होता ना साहब सेट में राजेश खन्ना साहब आए तो रुक गई सब चीजें रुक गई और
definitely
और जिसे कहते हैं
और भी था सब कुछ था and obviously
was he a snobbish sort of a fellow as people say or was he a milansar or
no, he was
a recluse or he was an introvert?
See, after being in the line Manoj, and being a kind of a star or tasted stardom, I realized that you can't be very friendly in the film industry.
It happens.
It happens. So you cannot be over friendly because then people will take undue advantage of you. So you have to be a little reserved.
Okay.
So now later on,
it's a very common sort of thing.
So Rajesh Kaka was that only. But जहाँ वो खुलते थे, तो बिल्कुल खुलते थे ज़ाहिर है, and then all that goes with it used to happen.
Okay.
And we had some good evenings and.
He was fond of his evening drinks.
Yeah, he was. वो दरबार लगता था. वो उनका तो सबने ही सुना है कि वो बगैर दरबार के तो उनकी शाम नहीं गुजरती थी.
क्या बात है.
तो वो कहीं भी होते थे, चाहे वो शूटिंग में आउटडोर भी होते थे तो ऐसे ही होता था. हमने मोस्टली आज के एमएलए की शूटिंग हैदराबाद और मद्रास में करी एंड वी वर स्टेइंग एट द ताज एंड समवेयर ऐसी जगह पे एंड ही यूज्ड टू से कि बस चलो आ जाओ एंड ही यूज्ड टू नॉट से आओगे
चलो आ
जाओ. So obviously, and we used to be 2-3 young actors. So of course, हमारे लिए तो एक बड़ा, and I used to go for observation basically. It's such a wonderful time to observe something, some superstar so closely, and in a informal kind of a atmosphere. तो अच्छे थे, good experience. But yes, he had his eccentricities.
सबके पास देखिए सब किसी के पास खासियतें होती हैं, कुछ नेगेटिव्स होती हैं, ठीक है.
एंड क्या हो जाता है मनोज, जब आपको दुनिया मैं कह रहा हूँ आपको पेडेस्टल पे बिठाती है ना, तो बहुत कम ऐसे ज़र्फ वाले लोग होते हैं जो कि ग्राउंडेड रहते हैं. Anybody, even you and I, could probably just, blow our lid off with that kind
And
of
it happened with him.
adulation.
And it happened with
It happened with him. So, people used to call him, there were this darbaris used to call him, "Aap khuda ho."
तो उनका बड़ा फेमस था ना साहब, ऊपर आका नीचे काका.
हाँ, वही मैं कह रहा हूँ. तो अब आप, so it gets into you. अच्छा. So वो है, अरे क्या आपने सीन किया, अच्छा ना, अरे और कोई कर ही नहीं सकता, और उसकी तो आपने ये कर दी, उसकी आपने वो कर दी.
चढ़ गए साहब.
So obviously, I don't.
No, I agree. It is a very human tendency.
Yeah, and it happens every time. It happens every day, and then you start gathering people to just for you
to hear that.
To hear
exactly.
To hear
exactly. उनका जो दरबार लगता था राजेश खन्ना साहब का.
To hear that.
वो to hear exactly. So nicely you put up.
Yeah.
So nice. Okay, now coming to Dr. Shri Ram Lagu.
Doc Saab was a very, 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 very intelligent, very
fine actor also.
Yeah, very sober, and one of the most learned persons I have had the honor of meeting.
Okay.
And what a fine actor.
Very fine.
Very natural actor.
Very natural actor.
And of course, हम तो FTI के थे, तो हम method actor थे, और हम तो work करते थे, ये करते थे scene पे, उस पे. He used to just perform his lines, और लगता था character बोल रहा है.
क्या बात है साहब, क्या बात है. Yeah, he was a fine actor. There's no doubt about it.
And obviously जो characters उनको मिले भी, वो उनको बड़े suit करते थे, and he was playing the title role in that film called Lucky Banjara.
Okay.
He was Lucky Banjara.
Okay.
And unfortunately again is one of those films, one of my films which never got released.
Oh yeah, this is sad. Yeah, this is sad.
Yeah.
This is sad.
So
not
but
in your hands, Javed bhai.
yeah,
Not
it's not in
your
my
hands.
hand.
Yeah.
But I had a very good experience of working with Lagu Saab, and I am glad that I got that chance.
Great.
Yeah.
Your journey of film, if we take from 82, Javed bhai, and if we come to 2021,
Yeah.
so it's about 18 and 20, about 38, 40 years.
38, 40 years.
One of your favorite actors and actress, you look forward, जो कहते हैं साहब हमारे दिमाग में, मेरे जहन में समा गया, हाँ साहब ये था, एक आदमी था, ये एक किरदार था, एक अच्छा इंसान और अच्छा एक्टर. कौन आपको महसूस होता है आपके इतने बड़े कैरियर में? You really bow down with respect.
Somebody I've worked with, or just generally?
कोई भी आपके जो
Generally. Okay, I have had the opportunity to know everybody in the industry.
जी.
कुछ के साथ मैंने काम किया है, कुछ के साथ मैंने काम नहीं किया है. There was one very nice person who I worked with, very big star, called Amjad Khan Saab.
अच्छा, okay.
And he was a very nice person. Large-hearted person, largesse, जिसका नाम था. वो, and he went through a lot of turmoil. He had that accident, and then he had this obesity kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But a very fine person, human being.
Great.
And obviously actor तो मैं बोल ही नहीं सकता, because everybody knows that he epitomed Gabbar Singh. It was eternalized.
Absolutely.
There's no better portrayal of Gabbar Singh could have been possible. So
we can't imagine Gabbar Singh without Amjad Khan.
Yeah.
Actually, you can't imagine that role.
Anybody else now, you can just mimic him.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
But you can't play another
और
Gabbar.
आपने अमजद खान साहब की बात करी, तो उनका परिवार ही देखिए साहब, कितना बड़ा परिवार. जयंत भाई, फिर इम्तियाज.
I worked with Imtiaz Saab also.
Okay.
Again, a very nice person. But Amjad Bhai was a very genuine, good soul.
Good. So that
Good
comes
soul.
to one
Yeah.
of the lead actors.
Yeah.
Any lead actress or any ladies or any woman whom you feel who was really high up in your level as an actress, as a human being?
I have not really worked with some of the senior ones.
Okay.
Really, in the sense that Hemaji was in Yug.
Yeah.
We had interaction in Yug. I used to admire Hemaji a lot.
Okay.
Like any other young boy at that time. The dream girl kind of a thing,
yeah.
So, but Dharamji always came in my focus.
Actually, we were discussing about a man who got everything in life but remained down to earth.
Yeah.
I think he's one of them.
Dharamji.
Dharamji is one of them.
Dharamji.
He got everything, and
Yeah.
I remember his quote: "कोई भी number 1 बने, मैं सदा number 2 रहूँगा."
Definitely.
I have been consistent as number 2.
Definitely. And he's still there.
And he's still there.
He's still there, and
One of the examples we can take, Javed bhai, is actually contradicted to your statement.
Yeah.
कि यार जब सफलता मिलती है तो जो ज़हन में दिमाग चढ़ जाता है, he's really remained
No,
grounded.
but he stayed away from the darbar.
He stayed away from the darbar. He didn't want people
Yeah.
to say कि साहब you are the best.
No, he was happy with his own bottle and his own thing, and he used to, but he didn't have a महफिल to say that, oh, Papa ji तुसी great, oh,
Great.
Papa ji छा गए, oh, Papa ji आपने कमाल कर दिया,
He's
दो
still the
डाला.
same humble man. you
हाँ,
know.
so that's, you stay away from darbars,
You're all right.
you're grounded.
Exactly.
But then if you
Indulge into the darbar system.
darbar system and people sort of put you on a pedestal, then after some time you feel.
गिराते भी वैसे ही हैं साहब.
हाँ.
जैसे ऊपर चढ़ाते हैं गिराते भी
तो
वैसे.
यही है, Rajesh Khanna is the
Rajesh Khanna.
biggest example.
Biggest example.
Biggest.
चलिए साहब ये three great innings of your life we have discussed in depth, Javed bhai. Now we come to your innings which you are now playing in Bhopal.
Okay.
You have given back to Bhopal a beautiful training institute or beautiful film training institute by the name of Glamour Zone.
Definitely.
He is actively involved in the Society for Children of Underprivileged, that is the society with the name of SCUD. Tell us something about your Glamour Zone and tell us something how you are giving back to the children, how many bachchas are there with you, how many children have gone big with you. Tell us something about Glamour Zone.
Okay. No, first I'll tell you about SCUT.
Yeah, tell us
because
something about
that
SCUT.
is
It's a society for
children who are underdeveloped and disabled.
Acha, underdeveloped and disabled.
Underdeveloped and disabled. So this was in Bombay. My wife was running a chain of nurseries in Bombay.
Okay.
And we had these parents coming in and telling us that the child has become 4 years or 5 years, but the mental level is low and pata nahi. Or no parent believes that the child is autistic or something's wrong.
Exactly.
So ये इसको पढ़ाइए, इसको बताइए. Obviously, she being a special mentor, she realized that no, this child is autistic, mild autism हो सकता है, severe हो सकता है, but है. There is but we couldn't refuse, you know, because she didn't have the heart.
Okay.
So what we started doing was taking these children and making them sit with the normal children. And just for a kind of an experimental purpose, and just take 1 or 2 of these mild autism and you make them sit with the younger lot, and then they start following what the young lot is doing.
Exactly.
You see? So slowly
They come out
yeah,
of it.
yeah. Slowly they would started doing normal things.
Very good.
And that experiment worked, and the tears of joy in the parents' eyes and the gratitude in their words was enough for us to prompt us to open this.
Okay.
So we made it into a kind of a regular affair, that in every batch or in every year, in every time we take in some new admissions, we take few of these
You have kept a
special needs.
percentage of number of students that you will take, or
special needs. देखिए, Manoj, there are some kids who come who are beyond, because they come very late. है ना, जैसे मैंने कहा कि
something whom you feel can be
looked after and can be molded.
Okay.
You know, they have to be caught young.
Yeah.
अब यंग बच्चे को माँ बाप से कहो कि ये बच्चे में कुछ कमी है,
तो मानेगा
वो मानता नहीं है. बट सम हु आर इंटेलिजेंट, दे रियलाइज कि नहीं सर, आपको जो हो करना है करिए. हाँ, ठीक है. अगर
उसको मालूम है लेकिन यकीन नहीं होता.
हाँ, यकीन
मालूम तो है लेकिन he refuses to believe it.
they don't कि नहीं, हमारे साथ ऐसा नहीं हो, हमारे बच्चे के साथ
जी.
सो जो हमारे पास उस हम एज में देखते हैं कि जो जिनके साथ हम काम करके उनको फायदा पहुंचा सकते हैं, वी गेट देम विद अस. सो इट इज नॉट कि भाई 2% लेना है या 5%.
मैं समझ गया. मतलब as the situation, as you feel comfortable,
but yes,
बच्चा can be taken and molded,
and he'll benefit or she will benefit.
So you take.
So we take them. So that's
a very
what
noble thing, yaar, Javed.
Yeah,
very nice thing.
I hope, and the kind of appreciation which finally came to us was reward enough. Reward enough, and
great.
So that's how SCUT came into being.
Okay.
Then finally, our entire school became a kind of a charitable school only.
Okay.
And then we had a lot of other things which we were doing for them. Glamour Zone, of course, it was a dream of mine that whenever I get the time in life, I will go to my hometown and I will guide people, because I had seen many instances of boys and girls coming to Bombay with no direction, no aim, just the
Basically getting fooled.
getting
Basically
fooled,
getting
just
fooled.
wanting to be in films and wanting to model and getting conned and spoiling their lives.
Yeah, exactly.
So I had a few instances.
अभी
there.
जावेद भाई ग्लैमर जोन में how many kiddies you have with you?
Manoj, I take batches according to, once again, according to people I feel that it will be worth it.
Okay.
So I don't, my first batch was the biggest batch of 12.
Okay.
Then I got it down again to 10, then to 8, and then to 7. And sometimes I work with even 4 kids.
Great. How much is the duration? Like
3 months. 3 months
Okay.
but it is on paper 3 months, but I don't leave them till I am satisfied.
Exactly. So it could be plus a
Yeah,
month or maybe about
plus a month. Plus a
okay.
month, definitely.
Any plans, Javed bhai, of making a movie?
Short films and all we already make.
You're already
We are already making. I have
any plans for any TV serial or a feature film or something?
a web series, yes. Now web series are in the pipeline.
Okay.
You know, web series is the latest in thing.
Okay.
It is easier to make,
Okay.
and we have got a talent base, so it is good. So web series is in the pipeline.
It's okay.
It is, and a feature was there and is there, but feature के साथ आजकल बड़े झमेले लग गए.
हाँ बिल्कुल ठीक. और वेब सीरीज प्लेटफॉर्म है भी अच्छा.
बहुत बढ़िया.
बहुत अच्छा प्लेटफॉर्म
So,
है. व्यूअरशिप ज्यादा है.
Viewership ज़्यादा है.
पैसा कम है and आप जल्दी
Yeah.
शेड्यूल पैकअप कर लेते हो. It's more
So beneficial, and so web series is already in the planning.
Great.
We are already on the script stage, and we will begin shooting very soon next year.
वेरी नाइस.
Very soon.
इंशाल्लाह साहब आपकी वेब सीरीज जब पूरी होगी तो आशिफ को लेके फिर तशरीफ लाएंगे आप. आशिफ
जरूर.
हमारे कैमरामैन हैं जो कैमरा के पीछे खड़े रहते हैं. हम जावेद भाई से ये वादा लेके जाते हैं साहब कि जब ये वेब सीरीज शुरू करेंगे तो हम आशिफ को लेके आएंगे साहब आपके.
जरूर आइएगा.
एक आखिरी आपसे गुजारिश साहब.
बताएं.
Any word for the youngsters, as you rightly said, they go to Bombay, they get conned there, they get fooled there. Suppose someone wants to make a career in films, or wants to enter into the glamour world or the modeling world, maybe a boy, maybe a girl. Just a small message for the youngsters, Javed bhai, from your side.
देखिए, मैं यही कहूँगा कि यू आर मोस्ट वेलकम नाउ मोर देन एवर, बिकॉज पहले जब हमने एंट्री करी थी तब इतने, जैसे मैं बता रहा था, इतने एवेन्यूज़ नहीं थे. आज बहुत एवेन्यूज़ हो गए. सो एंड देयर इज़ अ डिमांड फॉर टैलेंट. सो आप बिल्कुल ज्वाइन करिए, लेकिन सीखिए पहले. ज़रूरी नहीं है कि आप ग्लैमर जोन से सीखें, कहीं भी अच्छे आदमी से सीखिए. और ये ज़रूरी है कि आप जहाँ भी जाएं, जो भी एकेडमी जाएं, संस्था जाएं, वो देखें कौन सिखा रहा है. ये बड़ा इम्पोर्टेंट है, क्योंकि हर कोई दुकान नुक्कड़ की खोल के बैठ जाता है कि मैं एक्टिंग सिखा रहा हूँ, तो वो मेरे हिसाब से सही नहीं रहता. तो एक्सपीरियंस आदमी के पास जाइए, एक्सपीरियंस जगह जाइए जहाँ आपको एक्टिंग के साथ
गाइडेंस लेके जाइए.
एक्टिंग के साथ साथ हाउ टू बिहेव एंड हाउ टू मोल्ड अ करियर, वो भी आपको साथ साथ पता चले. किससे मिलना है, किससे नहीं मिलना है, क्या करना है, क्या नहीं करना है.
ये नहीं कि साहब बोरिया बिस्तर उठाया बम्बई पहुंच
हाँ,
गए.
नहीं.
और वहां पे जाके आप ढूंढ रहे हैं साहब कि मुझे काम मिले.
नहीं, ऐसा नहीं.
वो सिलसिला ना करें.
वो ना करें, और वो तो ख़त्म भी हो रहा है धीरे धीरे. अब द किड्स आर बिकमिंग वेरी इंटेलिजेंट नाउ. एंड क्या होता है, मुझे अभी भी बॉम्बे से जो मेरे स्टूडेंट्स जाते हैं, फ़ोन आता है कि सर वो एक मैं प्रोड्यूसर से मिला, वो कह रहा है कि मुझे ₹1,00,000 दे दो, हमें ये पायलट शूट करना है, तो ₹1,00,000 में पायलट हो, फिर मैं आपको हम वापस कर देंगे. मैंने कहा बिल्कुल
मत देना.
निकल जाओ वहाँ से, उस ऑफिस से, और बात ही मत करना.
बिल्कुल.
अब पैसे नहीं दे के काम करना अच्छे आदमी के साथ वो बेटर है.
जी.
क्या आपको पैसे नहीं मिल रहे, लेकिन बंदा को आपका काम बाहर आ रहा है,
हाँ, बिल्कुल ठीक बात.
वो आप कर सकते हैं और करिए. और यह है कि लेकिन आप पैसे दे के वो काम बाहर नहीं आता, वो पैसे भी बाहर नहीं आते.
बिल्कुल. जावेद भाई, लास्ट क्वेश्चन ऑफ द डे.
Tell me.
Any regrets in life?
No regrets.
Great. You are happy with your career?
Definitely.
Very.
I'm happy with everything in my life.
अरे वाह, क्या बात है.
God is very good. I've got friends like you. I've got a fantastic family. I've got lovely Bhopal behind me. I am Javed bhai to every Bhopali,
बिल्कुल.
which is a super feeling.
Very nice.
So I have no regrets.
So that is it, ladies and gentlemen. I thank Javed bhai with the core of my heart. जावेद भाई के घर पे तशरीफ रखे हुए, जावेद भाई ने वक्त दिया. इसके बाद जावेद भाई के साथ चाय का एक दौर होगा और मैं इनका बहुत शुक्रगुजार हूं कि जावेद भाई ने इतनी अच्छी दिल की बात करी हम लोग के साथ. And I hope all of the viewers, you must watch this episode of KUK Speaks, must subscribe this channel of mine.
Please
Thank
do
you
that.
so much. Jai Hind.
Jai Hind.